I don't know when the last time is that you and the Donaher Death Squad was a thing, but I'm curious, what do you think were some of the main things that you learned from him that's maybe helped your jiu-jitsu even to this day?
Well, one of the things is that you got to remind yourself that there's always somebody else out there that's training to take your spot. So like, you know, if you're taking Sundays off and you're only training once a day or every other day, like there's somebody there, the kid that's training 2-3 times a day. And it's like that, you can't let them surpass you. You know what I mean? So definitely John, you know, taught me a bunch, like, but besides technique, you know, the mentality of grappling, like he would teach class 7 days a week. And like John has some physical like injuries, so it's hard for him to like even move around. Yeah. So having him just being like, I'm going to be here, it's motivation for us to be like, all right, we're fucking going to practice. We're going to do it every single day. And it's like, it's hard on the ego sometimes. Cause like I said, it's hard to be at that like 100% at that competition level every day. But even on your worst days, you got to still be able to perform. Cause when come competition day, not every time things are going to be perfect. So adjustments like that definitely help you out in the competition room.
Yeah. You guys literally train every day?
Yeah. I mean, 7 days a week.
And what about like travel and stuff? Does it sometimes pop up where you're not able to get a training session in, or is it literally like just
almost never? Because if I travel, like for instance, I was flow here last night, but I left late, so I train in the morning. Flight leaves at 7 p.m. No problem. But vice versa, if I leave early, I'll travel. I will make sure I'll find a local gym, train at 7 p.m. or something like that. So I almost never miss a session.
Power Project family, if you're trying to increase your muscle mass, if you're trying to lose body fat, if you're trying to stick to your nutrition plan, if you're trying to get fit, pretty much if there's anything you're trying to do for your health, we know that sleep is the biggest determining factor to help you get from point A to point B. That's why we've been sleeping on 8 Sleep mattresses for probably more than 2 years now. And the main reason is the technology behind the Pod Pro. Now, the Pod Pro is like the Tesla of beds. It will change its temperature based off of how you're sleeping during the night. And if you have a partner that's sleeping on the other side, they can have their own temperature settings. We all sleep hot here, and I used to wake up in a puddle of my own sweat. Gross. That doesn't happen anymore because of the 8 Sleep mattress, and I've been getting the best sleep of my life. Now, if you don't want to replace your mattress, you can just get the Pod Pro cover, and you can put that over your current mattress to get all the benefits of 8 Sleep. But if you also need to replace your old nasty mattress, you can get the Pod Pro cover and the 8 Sleep mattress. Andrew, how can they get it?
Yes, you guys got to head over to 8sleep.com/powerproject, and you guys will automatically receive $150 off of your order. Again, 8sleep.com/powerproject. Links to them down in the description as well as the podcast show notes.
I think it's interesting that you know, I was asking if you have like a back thing or a hip or whatever, and you're like, no, I feel really, really good. And I think your activity level, I think, is a big reason for that. I got fucked up the other day in a run and ended up in the hospital, but I was running every day for like over 160 days. And these last 3 or 4 days of not moving, everything hurts. I'm like, fuck, man, my back's getting tight. My hips are getting tight.
It's so you get comfortable fast not doing that, like the hard stuff.
Right.
How, if you mind me asking, what happened to your run? Like, how'd you get like hospitalized?
Long story short is I thought that my blood sugar was low, but it was actually high. And so I don't know if you've ever experienced like not feeling so well during a training session, but that's kind of what was happening to me. So I was like, let me load up on a bunch of like orange juice and stuff like that. So I drank a bunch of that, and my I just jacked my my blood glucose levels up through the roof to the point where I ended up in the hospital.
So even though you were expending or like you're sweating and stuff, you pounded a bunch of sugar and you weren't fine. Because right. In my mind, I'm like, all right, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, that's what I thought. And they actually will tell you, like, whether you're hypoglycemic with low blood sugar or you're hyperglycemic, the recommendation is the same, because even if your blood sugar is high and it goes higher, it's not really that huge of a risk. But if your blood sugar is really low and it continues to get lower, you know, you could end up in a really bad spot. So I was doing what I thought was the right thing.
So should you have done salt instead of sugar?
I probably should have just chilled and probably just drank some water, and probably tried to get some more electrolytes. That probably would have been.
I do a lot of salt in my training because usually I have to do at least like an hour live a day if I'm doing one
you
set.
must sweat a ton, right?
Yeah, so like in a practice, I could do 7 pounds of water, like pretty easily. So I do like 1,000 milligrams of sodium, like usually mid session. But I'm always like wondering like what's too much salt. You know what I mean? Like because when I compete, I'll have 1,000 milligrams of sodium like between matches. If I have 3-4 matches, it's a few thousand milligrams of sodium. I'm like I want to stay alive. You know what I mean? I don't know how bad that stuff is for you, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what happened in the run. I think I just got compromised from some. I've been on my feet a lot for running, so I've put in like lots and lots of miles. I've never really run before, and more recently I ran like 16 miles and then 18 miles and then 20
in one
miles.
stretch, 16 miles in one stretch.
Yeah.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah, and so over the last several weeks, my mileage has gone up and up and up, and I think maybe on that particular day, just like an injury, you're like, I kind of tweaked my back doing this, but it wasn't necessarily that one thing. It was probably like the 5 or 6 other things he did going into it. So I think that's kind of what happened.
How's your shins? You ever get like shin splints?
Yeah, the shins and stuff feel good because I do a lot of what I showed you today, like where you were rolling with that roller thing and getting some getting the calves and the shins and stuff like that to loosen up. But yeah, you run into stuff, and just like in jiu-jitsu, you just make adjustments. Like I'll run, and something will be like weird in like an ankle or a knee or a shin, and I'm like, well, what happens if I run this way? I wonder if I bring my knees up a little higher. I wonder if I kick back more. You can almost always find reprieve, and I'm sure you guys do the same thing in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I mean, like I don't run much now, but I ran a ton for wrestling in high school and college, and I'm all ran out. I think it doesn't make you a better grappler wrestler, but it makes you tough. Like if you can run and you're like your coach is like, all right, 5 miles, get it done. It just makes you tougher, and I think that translates to the mat more than it would like in any technical value.
Power Project family, we appreciate you checking out this clip. Check out another one. Just go check out another one. Or comment down below and let us know what you liked about this one. But we love you guys, and we're going to keep bringing you the heat. So comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff, okay? Peace.